Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the first episode of Lyrics Breakdown with Will, the pilot. Today, I'm going to break down the lyrics for my song called Faith. It's a really meaningful song to me. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to you. Maybe, I don't know. The reason why it means a lot to me is because I wrote a lot of sentimental lyrics to this song. Very poetic, very emotional, if you will. For this series, I'm gonna break down the lyrics to my songs, my mostly my serious, sad songs and poetic songs. But yeah, that's all for the introduction, I guess. Let's break down these lyrics. By the way, this is I'm very camera shy, so I might freeze a little bit. That's why I got a laptop here with the lyrics on it and the meanings. Let's break down these lyrics. Chorus 1. Go and take that leap of faith into a new world. Enjoy the place. Don't gluttonize, but you with grace. What I'm saying here is when you've been down for a while and you want to get out, just say fuck it and start a new life, and if you do start a new life and you love it, don't take in what it brings to you and let it feed your ego or take it for granted. Instead, cherish the moments and be grateful. All right, everything has a different taste. Eat what's healthy on your plate. Eat them at a slow pace. Like I said with the last bar, whether you like it or not, life is still going to have its pros and cons, right? It's still going to throw good and bad things at you, towards you. So you got to be careful with the way you let in and how it may affect you, your life or the things around you. But when you take in the good things in life, don't rush it. No matter what it is, don't rush it. Kind of just live in the moment. You know what I mean? The slow turtle still won the race when the bunny spat in his face. Stayed alive within his faith. What I'm saying here is that although problems can be bigger than you, you can get through them and still be in mint condition. You can get through them if you keep good spirits, you know what I mean? And you keep your faith alive and remain in good strength, then I feel like you can definitely get through rough times in that mindset. You know what I mean? Man, how many times am I going to say you know what I mean in this episode? I'm so awkward, bro. Oh, but I'm not awkward when I act dumb and shit. I don't know if I'm distorting this audio. Probably am, but who gives a fuck? Go and build yourself up. Build yourself up like Legos. That's the true art form of letting go. I feel like when you better yourself as a person, you're able to look back at what you went through and be like, you know what? I'm too at peace to let that disturb the present day. I'm too at peace with the present day to let the past disturb me. That's what I mean. Verse 1. My bad. Verse 1. Why stay at rock bottom when the ladder's right in front of you? It's clear that you didn't climb it knowing it'll better you. A lot of people self-sabotage themselves, and it clearly shows. Whether if it's them being rude or being hateful, you gotta let go all the grudges and be at peace. Move towards the few. Looking at the past won't give a future to look forward to. If you're too stuck on something that happened in the past, if you're too, you know what I mean? You won't be able to face forward. You won't if you're too stuck on something that happened in the past to the point where you're holding the hatred for it, you won't be able to move forward in life, you know? I've been holding this mic weirdly, I think. I don't know. I've been down that road. The man upstairs said there's better presence in my presence. I'm glad the trauma's over, but it's represented. This bar goes back to the bar about holding grudges. Why do I still have these glasses on? My bad. I forgot to take them off after the intro. This bar goes back to the bar about holding grudges. Let me tell y'all a little story about this special ed teacher that I had in elementary, right? I remember when I was in like 5th, 4th grade, and 3rd, I had her for those 3 grades. I suffered 3 fucking years with that. Bro, I fucking hated her. I hated that bitch, bro. I remember one day, right? It was Martin Luther King. We were writing about him. And before that, we had a sub that had a problem with me writing big letters, right? And I was writing on Google Docs. And basically what I was doing was like, I was abbreviating MLK, Martin Luther King, and I was like capitalizing like the first letter in each. I made it look like the first letters of each name was like big, so like you can clearly see what the abbreviation means, right? And then she told me she didn't like it. So then she brings me out in the hallway, and this bitch just verbally abuses me, bro. I hate it, bro. And I started crying, bro. Like she was just yelling at me in the damn hallway, and kids were walking by and looking at me, bro. Bro, I remember I fucking cried, bro. I cried my ass off. And I believe this was like 5th grade. Yeah, it was 5th grade. I cried my ass off, bro. I fucking hated her. So then after she verbally abuses me, I go to my music class, just bawling tears, bro, just having a fucking mental breakdown. And I sit in the spot where I sit in like an open spot in the music class. And then the teacher, who was just such a sweetheart, bro. The teacher and my friends, like, and my other classmates, one of my other classmates, I think, come up and check on me. And he was just like,
William, are you okay? What happened?
And bro, I was just so sad. I was sniffling, and I was just like, and then my friend at that time was just like,
Man, fuck that bitch, Miss Marks, man.
I didn't mean to call out her name, by the way. But yeah, her Miss Marks was her name, the special ed teacher. And I remember, I think I used to tell my mom about her. Like I remember, like every time she would like pull me out of class to teach her, after that day, I would go into the car, and my mom would ask me, "Son, how was your day at school?" And I was just like, "Bad, Mom. This bitch Miss Marks keeps on like yelling at me, bro. Like she keeps on bullying me." And man, I kind of wish, I don't know what she did about it, because like my mom's like a good person. She's like confrontation is like not really her thing most times. But yeah, that's a little story of mine. And I still like after that, I still held that grudge for her in middle school. And mind you, one of my best friends, one of my homeboys, was a victim of her too, bro. We hated that bitch, bro. And I still held that grudge for her until God told me, "Hey, son, look, there's better things today, all right? You don't got to worry about Miss Marks anymore. I gave you presents in your present day." So yeah, that's a little story of mine. Halloween's over. Can't mask yourself forever. Dump the candy out before it goes to rot, and eventually it'll take you out mentally. Guys, I know that venting and showing emotions is kind of scary, at least for me, because like I barely get to do that. Sad, right? Especially for us guys, you know, because like we're so like told nowadays by other people to like keep it in and be tough, you know what I mean? But we have to let out our true emotions before we end up like one of those crash outs at the YB concert, you know what I mean? I feel the same way on me, feel it heavily, but I got strong enough to bench it with ease, slow and steadily. You ain't as strong as me, boy. You ain't as strong as me. I'm not that strong. But yeah, in all seriousness though, every time I experience hardships in my life, I let it build my character. If people keep throwing bricks at you, build a brick wall. If people keep throwing iron at you, build yourself some iron armor. I learned that from Minecraft. Fuck all that comfort. You need honest peers that do the real teaching. Most of it's gonna hurt you like it's JYP preaching. Have you ever seen JYP preaching? If y'all don't know who JYP is, he's basically like a owner of like a K-pop entertainment company. Whenever I see him preach, it's just so like wild, bro. Like he says some out of pocket shit.
I never slept with a man. This doesn't make sense. But let it be done to me.
But what he says is true though. Because it's like, it's the truth. It sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Also, when I say, fuck all that comfort, you need honest peers that do the real teaching. I mostly mean you need people who tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear, right? Like for example, right? Pretend like I'm a girl and I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend. My homegirl's gonna come up to me and be like,
Hey, girl, fuck that dude. Alright, fuck on man. You don't need him. Too bad for him anyways. Crying over a bum. Like, girl.
you don't need that type of friend. You need a friend that does this. Girl, look, it's okay, alright? You just gotta move on, baby. Like, just gotta move on, you know? He's with a new girl, alright? Okay? It's time for you to get with a new dude. I don't know, be a young ho. I'm playing. Don't do that. You know, just live life, you know? What would I say to my homegirl? Girl, you just need a good night, alright? You just need to move on, you know? You just need some good dick.
Hey, yo.
Shit. No, I'm saying like.
I don't know what I would tell my homegirl. You just need a friend who's just like, girl, look, okay, you need to move on, alright? You've been on him for like how many years? Why'd I say years like that? You've been on him for like how many years, right? You've been looking at his current girlfriend and laughing at her just for no reason. She doesn't deserve that, okay? Alright, you need to move on. You need to find a better life, okay? Find a better man. You know what I mean? That's the type of friend that you need, alright? Like a ball inside a maze, you'll find your way around this plenteous pain. Like Mariana Islands, shield yourself through all the hurricanes. Recently, the Mariana Islands where I live experienced a hurricane. And being that my house was made out of concrete, or is made out of concrete, all we had to do was just put up like metal shelters around on the windows, like. So yeah, that's what I mean by that bar. Also, what I mean is when you're going through hard times, you gotta protect yourselves. You gotta protect yourself. Yeah, that's also what I mean. Let your flowers bloom. Surround yourself with the bees that pollinate. Expose your eyes and find a mansion inside of a Section 8. Express your wholeness. Release your load of happiness. Surround yourself with people that feed into that positive energy. And if you're going through a rough time, find something happy in those rough times. Find something positive in those rough times, you know? If you're going through a rough time, find it positive that is gonna build your character, build your armor, strengthen your armor. I know we've been dragged through the mud and the ground that's hard, but you gotta see the light where you glow in the dark. You gotta see and go through dark times before you shine. That's basically what I'm saying. We're puppies, we're all muzzled up and hurt till we learn how to bark. We all suffer in silence, but when we're strong enough to take that pain to the chest, we're not scared to stand up for ourselves. I'm going as a tramp to find my lady at the park, hoping to find the one who turns my scribbled lines into a gorgeous piece, waiting to come to my peace. Y'all ever been in a dark and lonely time to the point where you just need someone to call your homeboy or your homegirl or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and then that one person just comes into your life and makes you want to express your happiness, you know, your happy side? That's the feeling that I want. I already have homeboys who bring that happy side out, but I need a girlfriend where I can just lock eyes with her on a date, sweet, nice date, whatever, and I can just Outro. Did you hear? I had to cut you off to get you out my hair. You stayed on my mind. I almost shot myself above the ear. Y'all ever seen that movie Fight Club? And during one of the scenes, I think it was the ending scene, the main character had to shoot himself to kill his alter ego. That's basically where I was going with that part, with those two bars. If someone is stuck in your mind and you can't get them out, you have to do something to just get them out your head, you know. But now I'm in a different world with no pollution in the air. I hate you on the surface level, but deep down I still care. I've never been in a relationship, but I've heard people say that they hate their ex but still love them, or they would pretend they hate their ex, or not even pretend, they would say that they hate their ex but still love them deep down. Are you the answer as to why I'm going through this? Don't answer that, my temper's still cooling off inside my fridge where the rest of my feelings rest in. I'm switching to the cartoons. I don't want to hear this jesting. When I say my temper's cooling off inside my fridge where the rest of my feelings rest in, I'm basically saying I bottle up my emotions until my anger or my sadness dies out. So that's it for today's episode of Breaking Down Lyrics with Will. I don't know if I said this in the beginning. I think I did. But like I said, I'm gonna turn this into a series, so expect more episodes in the future. It was fun doing this, and I expect to see you guys next time. Peace out.
Go and take that leap of faith into a new world. Enjoy the place, don't gluttonize, be eaten with grace. Everything has a different taste. Eat what's healthy on your plate. Eat them at a slow pace. The slow turtle still won the race when the bunny spat in his face. Stayed alive within his fate. Go and build yourself up. Build yourself up like Legos. That's the true art from a letting go. Why stay at rock bottom when the ladder's right in front of you? It's clear that you didn't climb it knowing it'll better